It's now the law of the land. President Biden signs the Respect for Marriage Act at the White House. Plus, we're saying the L word. Jacqueline Taboni stops by to talk about queer visibility in Showtime's The L Word Generation Q. And honoring the Central Park Five, what the city of New York is doing to pay tribute to the wrongfully convicted and exonerated men. Welcome to Advocate Today. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist. President Joe Biden signed the Respect for Marriage Act into law on the South Lawn. The bipartisan law protects the rights of Americans in same-sex and interracial marriages. Among those invited to witness the bill being signed into law was Matthew Haynes, the co-owner of Club Q. That's where a gunman opened fire and killed 5 people at the LGBTQ+ establishment in Colorado Springs last month. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, a proud member of the LGBTQ+ community, applauded the move in a statement to CNN.
It's a huge relief. Look, our marriage has been the cornerstone of our family life, the more so since we've become parents to our amazing twins, our son and our daughter. But for as long as we've been married, we've also lived knowing that marriage only exists by the grace of a single vote on the United States Supreme Court. This changes that. It says, as a matter of law, that no matter what the court does, we wouldn't have to, for example, worry about which state we were traveling to know whether we would be able to, in an emergency, catch up to one another in a hospital. And
This is a huge step in protections for the LGBTQ+ community, but queer hate is still on the rise in the country, and there's much work to be done to advance the rights of our LGBTQ+ family. You can visit advocate.com for more coverage on the Respect for Marriage Act. During this time, LGBTQ+ visibility on screen is vital to normalize queer relationships and friend groups. For years, the Showtime series The L Word has provided fans with real-world experiences that the LGBTQ+ community can relate to, but it also crafts a lens where being queer is the norm. With the L Word Generation Q in its 3rd season, I had the privilege of speaking with cast member Jacqueline Taboni all about the season, addiction and trauma, and more. So I want to start by asking you. Finley's been on your character. Finley has been on this journey of real self-discovery, not about their sexuality in any way, but learning to live without alcohol and what that's like in a world where alcohol is everywhere and all your friends are drinking, except for a few. And I wonder if you talk a little bit about what it means to you to tell this story that I think probably a lot of viewers can relate to.
Yeah, I think being able to, explore this is really important because I think addiction is something that plagues a lot of communities, but especially the queer community. I think, we deal with a lot more, or you have like inherited trauma. A lot of us do, from just coming out and things that happen. But with that comes self-discovery, and I'm just honored to be able to play a character that is working through it and kind of exploring what it means to be on your own and trying to fit into this big wide world.
Oh, one of the things that I find really fascinating about Finley is she's so eager to please, and she keeps stepping in it all the time, even with her having to make amends to those she's harmed in the past. She's not ready, and she doesn't understand that she has to wait for the other person to be ready. She just wants them to hear her. And I wonder if you would talk about that very real phenomenon of wanting to be understood and just having to wait for someone to hold space for that.
Yeah, I think Finley always wants to do the right thing. And sometimes it's not the right thing for other people. And so I think she's just trying to be the best version of herself. But also, it's easy to look at, other people and try to fix their problems, so you don't have to look at yourself. So I think there's a lot going on with her in, trying to be the best version of herself and what that means, and just trying to find happiness.
this is the third season after the second season had a pretty long hiatus because of the pandemic. And I wonder if you would chat a little bit about coming back with the cast and, as queer people, chosen family is so important. And I know that, of course, this is your job, but I imagine there's some element of that kind of family unit as well. So I wonder if you would lean into that.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I feel like sometimes you have things as an actor that parallel your character. And that's definitely one of them for me. Is I think Finley this season really explores the idea of chosen family and what that means as a queer person, and how that is sort of somehow the medicine for shame, or the symptoms of shame, sort of. And I definitely felt that as myself on set coming back with all of these people. And you're surrounded by all of these, queer people of all different ages and different walks of life on the crew and the cast. And so to be able to have that, I'm just so incredibly thankful. It feels like first season, we were like getting to know each other and everybody was really nervous. And then second season, we got so close because it was the height of the pandemic. And then third season, everybody just like got to relax a little bit and be themselves and have fun. And I think that reads through our characters when you watch the season. Everybody is just having so much fun and so much more comfortable. And I know that reads on screen. So I'm excited for everybody to see it.
The L Word is a legacy brand or medium. It means so much to people, myself included, when the original came out. And we're at this time where a lot of series about women loving women are being canceled after a season, or they're just not getting to play out. Would you talk a little bit about what it means to you to be a part of this project that continues to make an underrepresented community feel seen?
Yeah, I think I'm really grateful to Showtime that they produced this show, because to me it meant so much as a kid. I mean, I was watching since I was 13 years old, and I think there's no show like it. There's no like queer shows out there, and I just all the characters are so rich, and I hope I do this job forever, to be honest with you. And so yeah, I'm incredibly grateful as a fan and as like a actor on the show. And I'll say, like, for the original fans like myself, this season is one for the fans. It really delivers on a lot, and it's so damn fun.
Yeah, I was saying that earlier to Morgan, that this feels like such a return to the new, but also a return to the form.
Totally.
Yeah. Thank you so much to Jacqueline for stopping by. I'm a big fan of hers and the series. The L Word Generation Q is streaming now on Showtime. For my full interviews with the rest of the cast, open the Advocate channel on YouTube. The city of New York is honoring the Central Park 5 with a tribute at the gates of the world's most famous park. It will be called the Gate of the Exonerated. The naming honors the group of Black and Hispanic teens known as the Central Park 5. The group was wrongfully convicted of beating and raping a white female jogger in the park more than 30 years ago. They were exonerated in 2002 after serving several years in prison. Ava DuVernay's Netflix series, When They See Us, shed light on the injustice the five faced during their proceedings. The New York City Public Design Commission unanimously approved the naming. In a statement, New York City Mayor Eric Adams said, "The Gate of the Exonerated symbolizes the resiliency of the exonerated five and all those who've been wrongfully convicted." Thank you for joining me on this Advocate today. Advocating for equality in marginalized communities is incredibly important right now. Open the Advocate channel wherever you stream for more advocacy content and coverage. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist. I'll see you next time.